Are you battling against
The ones that didn't score enough takedowns. Go ahead.
at least feel like the guys wrestled a little bit better tonight than
You know,
last
I
weekend?
thought, it was a good match. I like the returns. Didn't like the 0-0 first periods. I think we had 3 of them. A little bit tougher matches, but in the end, it was kind of mixed feelings. I mean, the scoreboard looks good, but there's some things that we got to continue to prove on, and a lot of it's just wrestling in positions, trying to wrestle in all positions. We kind of chose at some of those weight classes to wrestle only in a few positions, so that's where we need to go.
What are your thoughts on the rematch at 141 from the finals last year?
I thought it was good. I think both guys wrestled well. I mean, you went 0-0, no real attempts in the first, and then the 2 wrestlers kicked it up a notch, which people wanted to see. And in the end, the takedowns make the difference, and we saw that work for Dean.
Any performance you liked the most tonight?
Anytime you send someone out, like our heavyweight young guy that local kid, not far from here, it's just fun to watch him win. That opportunity, they take advantage of it. They go out and they win. It may not have been pretty, but those are fun matches that you enjoy seeing because they're in the room every day and they get this opportunity and take advantage of it.
What's it like coaching? I mean, you got Mark Branch used to wrestle here, Pat Pop used to wrestle here, and you got more and more coming back that you, Coleman, coaching against somebody that you coached.
Well, you just you like to see what they're doing, and I think we've seen Mark raise the level of interest at Wyoming, and definitely the level of effort. You've seen big changes. So you get pretty intense when they come in because they're here to to wrestle. So I'd much rather watch them from afar, and see how they're doing. But I'm glad we get an opportunity to compete against them.
Kind of like the way your lineup's performing right now?
Well, I think you probably it's probably not our full strength lineup, and hopefully we'll see that in the near future. I don't know that yet, but I like the fact that that if there is a match that we have that seems a little bit slow, it seems like the next guy's coming out and turning it up a notch. So you like to see guys change that attitude on the mat. I thought Dean did a little bit for us today, and then good effort by Crutchmer, extending himself out, scoring points, and then those last 3 guys winning was important.
Does it seem like Boyd's getting hot at just right time right now?
Oh, I don't know. You look at maybe he was outmanned a little bit, the Wyoming kid. I know they've had some injuries and moving some guys around. I'm not sure that was a pure 184-pounder, but yeah, it's, when you go out and you score 17 points, people like that.
How do you assess a performance like at 125, right? Doyle Trout obviously presents different problems and whatnot, and how do you think Piccinini handled that?
Well, I don't think he was aggressive enough in the match. I think when you're planning on wrestling someone else, which we were, and then all of a sudden you have a scenario where you're wrestling someone with a different styles. You got to get pretty physical, pretty quick, and maybe a little bit of, didn't really feel like he wanted to touch him, didn't really know what he wanted to do. So, that's when you better change your mind and you better get after it, And I think he did that late in the first period when he picked up 2 takedowns.
Seems like you talked to Dean for a little bit after that match. Is it more discussion about that slow start you talked about?
Dean can wrestle in a lot of positions. And the more you wrestle in those positions, that's why you were a national champion last year. is because you got to a lot of positions that you can compete in. I mean, wrestling, even bad positions, and I want to see that. I want to see him wrestling in those positions. I want to see him, scoring takedowns from chain wrestling. He's really good at it, and he needs to bring out his best over the next month.
Good.
I know you got Bedlam on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right, and then I know you focus on that, but does any part of your mind think about Penn State?
No.
No.
I'm sure they're the same way. They got a couple of dual meets this week. This is you got to get your team ready. You got to get them. You don't want an injury this late. I can't even think about Penn State. You got a tough match, a team that's wrestled better than they've wrestled all year long, and we had a big score against them in the first time, and that team is not the same team we wrestled a couple months ago. So. We need to recognize it and recognize it's going to be a tougher dual meet.
What's the atmosphere typically like at Bedlam, and do crazy things happen?
Well, crazy things always happen in Bedlam. I mean, every year we've wrestled in it, but the important thing is that crazy things need to go our way, and for the most part they have. And it's because you went out and you wrestled, some things happened, and all of a sudden, good things start to roll for you. So Bedlam is about people stepping out and doing their very best and enjoy the opportunity to wrestle in Bedlam. It's a great event.
You're making me scared with that thing. Yeah. Thanks, Coach. I know. We're done.